Ed from Queens tipped me $10 and says, how old was Abdullah the Butcher the last time I fought him? And was he a strong guy? He was 68 years old, I think, the last time I fought Abdullah the Butcher. So above, like, he couldn't even, okay, Abdullah the Butcher, the last few times I fought him, actually, he was in a full walker. Now he's got so fat that he's in a wheelchair. But before then, he was so fat, he was even having problems walking. He would literally need to lean on a manager to walk to the ring. And as you're wrestling him, you need to like hold him up or have him so he's leaning against the ropes or leaning against the ring to get him in the ring. If any of you have seen the matches where I actually had to get him in the ring, it's actually like pushing him in the ring because this guy was like 500 some odd pounds of blubber. And yeah, he was a big, old, fat guy, not strong. No, not at all strong. Actually, I'll tell you a funny story. If any of you have seen that video clip of when Abdullah the Butcher attacked the TV show host on a show that we appeared on together, this was not planned. He grabbed the TV show host in a headlock, and there was going to be a cooking segment after Abdullah and I were on. He ended up ruining the cooking segment because he took the plate. It was full of food, shoved the food in the TV show's face. Then he takes the plate, smashes the plate over the TV show host's head. Then his head starts bleeding. I didn't know what Abdullah was going to do, but he had him in a real headlock. So I had to go in there and separate Abdullah from this TV show host's face. And blood was flowing. It was crazy. It was pandemonium and panic. This was like a morning talk show on daytime local television that nothing ever happened on. The camera crew was going nuts. The producers were going nuts. I actually thought they were going to call the police. So just thinking about how out of shape Abdullah was those last few years, I remember I needed a van to drive him around in because he's so big. And I remember I was telling him after this when they were like yelling, cut, go to break, cut, go to break. I thought they were going to call the cops. I'm like, we got to get out of here, Abdullah. Because like he basically assaulted the guy and he was supposed to wrestle that night. And if there's anything I've learned from my years of security is get the hell out of there before the cops come. So I'm pushing Abdullah, getting him to move. But then the hard part was getting him in the van. I remember for some reason when we got to the van, like it was fairly high. So like he just would not go in. So I remember I was practically body checking his ass to get the momentum going so we could get in the van, so we could get the hell out of there. And yeah, it was a bad scene. That was a crazy moment with Abdullah, something you could do in most of his career. You have to remember, he started wrestling, I think, in 1947 or so. So he's been around when you could assault people and get away with it. He was known for blading fans, blading photographers, and no one would ever do anything.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.